Okay, I hope everybody can see my screen. So today we'll talk about strings. So strings, we said that the way Python handles text data is using the type string. The data type is string. So if I declare a variable, I call it as var1 equal to hello. Okay, I need to give it in quotation, right? And whether you give in double quote, okay, or single quote, okay. So I can say hello. Okay, single quote beginning, so I have to end with single quote. Okay, or I can even give triple quote, single triple quote, evening. Okay, or I say enjoy. Okay, all of these are valid ways of declaring a text data, or what you call a string data in Python. Okay, so if I say print type of var maybe 2 or 4, okay, and when I run it, okay, so you see it shows string. Okay, so this is how you can declare. These are the four ways of declaring a string. Okay, by default, when we did yesterday, we did input, right? So when you read a value by input, enter any value. Okay, and if I type the data type, this is also string. Okay, so by default, Python reads the user input as string. Okay, so if I run it, enter any value, I say 55. Okay, so even number is read as string. So this is how we read any user input. The reason why user input is read as string, not any other type, is any other type that we have discussed, right? We have 5 types. All the other 4 types values can be converted into string, but string cannot be converted into all the 4 types, right? Yes, 55 of this can be converted into integer, right? But this can't be converted into, say, complex or boolean, right? Var1 cannot be converted into any other data type, isn't it? So string is important in that way, that every other data, okay, can be converted into string, but not always strings can be converted back into, say, int or float or bool or complex. Okay, so now how can we read? Okay, I don't want to read the entire content. Okay, I want to read, let's say, hell out of hello, right? So I'll say print, and if I say var1, okay, if I say var1, it will print entire content, isn't it? I don't want to read entire content, so I'll use what is called as this indexing concept. In indexing concept, we use square braces. Square braces means that we are going to read subset of the entire text. We are not reading entire text. Okay, so we have the square bracket, and between square bracket we have to put colon. Okay, so variable name, square bracket opening, colon, square bracket close. This colon represents, or it's a partition, okay, where on the left side we have to declare the starting position of the content that we want to get. The right side is the ending position. Okay, just like what we saw yesterday in range, the starting point is inclusive and ending point is up to, not including. Okay, so if I want hello, okay, of course I don't want hello, I want hell, right? So the starting position has to be 0, isn't it? In Python, counting starts from 0. That's what we said. The counting is always 0. So position of h is 0, e is 1, first l is 2, this l is 3, and this o is 4, right? So I have to say here, okay, position 0. Okay, now I need to go, I need 0, 1, 2, 3. I need up to 3, isn't it? So I will say 4, not 3. Okay, one level right you have to go, one more than what you want to print. Okay, so if I run this, you get, okay, so this is coming because of here, I just enter 1. So you see, you get hell out of hello. Okay, because Okay, we need up to 3. So I have to go and I have to give a number after 3, which is 4. Okay, for a moment what I'll do is I'll comment this input because we don't want to read the values for now. We'll uncomment it when we need it. Okay, so this is how you can do the indexing. In Python, indexing is also from backward position. What we saw was left to right indexing, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Python also supports what you call a backward indexing from right to left. So O, which has a index of 4, isn't it? This has index of 4, okay? Or this also has index of 1, minus 1, sorry, not 1. 1 is for E, minus 1. Okay, so see, colon is when you want to print from and to. I want from 0 position to 3rd position. Okay, if I just want one character, when you want just one character, then we don't have to give the colon. I'll just say 4. If I say 4, I should get O, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I should get O, right? We got O. And as I said, backward indexing is also supported. So I go back here and I say here -1. Okay, -1 is this position. And when I say -1, I get O. Okay, now let's say I want LLO. And one option is we do 0, 1, 2. So 2 colon, I need 4 also. So I have to go 5. So I say 2, including 2, up to 5. So it will go up to 4, right? It will include only up to 4. So we should get LLO, right? But same thing we can do even using backward indexing, using minus indexing. Let's understand what will be on the left, what will be on the right. Okay, so this is what we want, right? The position of O is -1, position of O is -1, this L is -2, this L is -3, right? So I need -3 from -3, okay, up to -1, okay. But what it is say that we have to include -1, right? We want O. So for that we have to go one step right. If I do 1 plus -1 plus 1, 0. 0 is not part of backward indexing, right? So if I give -1, okay, it is only going to print LL, not LLO, because -1 means up to -2. So -3 and -2. I want the last element. So what Python says is, if you want to go up to last element, you don't have to give any value. If you don't give any value, it means that you want to print up to last element. So -3 colon blank will give us LLO. Python also says that if you want to start from first position, okay, here I want to start from first position, okay, hell. So if you want to start from first position, you don't have to give. So if I don't give any value on the right, on the left of colon, it means you want to start from first. You want to include the first character. And if I don't give any value on the right side, it means that I want to include the last character. So see here, we would get L here. Okay. Okay. Now, if I want entire content, one way is I say var1 or I say nothing colon nothing. Nothing colon nothing means start from first, go up to end. You get entire content of the variable. Okay, so this is how we do indexing. We can use for loop. Okay, so let's say I want to check on the var4. Okay, so I'll say for, okay, counter in, okay, so this is what we have seen in for loop yesterday. Instead of saying range, I will say var4. Now what it means is I'm saying read each character from var4 and put it in the counter. So how many times this loop will run? This loop will run 5 times. Okay, the first time the value of counter will be E, second time N, third time J, fourth time O, and fifth time Y. You can also create for loop on a string variable. Okay, and the number of times the loop will run is the number of elements that you have in the string. Okay, and each time it is going to pick, the counter is going to pick the element from this string. So if I say print, okay, I simply say counter, and just to put a differentiating mark, I'm going to put here some dash. Okay, so let's run and see. So see, ENGOY. The loop has run 5 times and it printed each character from this. You can create a loop around um, string. Okay, so this is about indexing and forming a loop. Last portion that we want to discuss in string is the string functions. String is treated as a class, okay, in Python, and let's say I've declared a variable called var1 equal to good morning. Okay, now I want to perform some operation. Okay, so let's see how we can perform. If I say var1 dot, okay, so this is the, when I say var1 equal to good morning, var1 is created as an object of class string. And what is class and object? Tomorrow, the last day of our session of this workshop, we will talk about the class and object, so you understand what class and object is there. But for now, okay, you just understand that var1 is an object, means it represents string. That's all. Okay, it represents a string data or string content. When I say dot, okay, in PyCharm or any other IDEs, you can see these are the options. Okay, these are the functions which string has, and by default, since var1 object of string function, string class, it inherits all these functions. Okay, so if I want to split, okay, this is interesting. If I say, okay, var1 dot split, okay, and I say print this. Okay, I want to print this. You see, it has splitted a sentence into words. Okay, and what you see, the bracket here is called square bracket, is for list, and this is what our next topic is for today. So we'll talk about list in some time, but understand this is going to break the content. So good morning, how are you today? Okay, and when you run it, so by default, it breaks the sentence into words and each space. Okay, so it reads spaces and then separates it. Okay, so you can break a single sentence into words using split. Okay, you can give a special character here. If I say split on O, right, then so what it will do is it will not split on the space. If I don't provide anything, it splits on space. If I provide O, it is going to split on O. So G has become, see, this O is like a splitter. So G became one word. Okay, and between O and O there's nothing, so there's a blank here. Between this O and the next O, so you have D space M. D space M became next word. Okay, till next O is here, right? It became a single word. So you can break into any character you want. Sometimes we read the data in comma separated files, right? It could be pipe or comma, semicolon, colon could be the word separator. So you can use comma, semicolon, word, okay, to split into different words. Okay, we'll talk about a couple of more functions. There are a lot of functions. Okay, one function is converting this into, say, lowercase or uppercase. Okay, so what I'll do here, okay, I'm going to say print var1 dot lower. When I say lower, okay, it will convert the entire content into lowercase. Okay, so let's run this and see. So see, it has converted the entire content into lowercase. See, G is now lower, M is lower. Okay, you want to convert into uppercase, you say upper, and it is going to convert into uppercase. Okay, good morning, how are you today? This is very useful when you are doing comparison. So yesterday we saw that while choice equal to Y, or capital Y or small y, in such cases what we do is we take the content, we convert into all small or all capital, whichever you want to do. Generally we convert into small case, and then you can compare with so that way even user enters capital, that'll get converted into lowercase, and you don't have to use multiple comparison scenario. Okay, you can convert any case into any case. You can convert the input into a uppercase, lowercase. You have title case. Okay, Then there are some functions which is like asking a question: is it lower, is it upper? Okay, and answer would be, of course, when you say is, it's like asking a question, and answer would be either true or false. So var1 dot is lower. Okay, is it in lowercase? Of course, this is not in lowercase, isn't it? So when I run it, answer would be false. It is not a lowercase, right? So now what I can do is I can convert this into small g, small m, small h, re, everything is small. Now when I run it, okay, you get true. It is, everything is in small case, so it is true. Okay, so there are a lot of such functions which are available for us to use, and you can actually use them when doing your work. Okay, so I want to do one example. Okay, and then we will end it. Let's say what we'll do is um, we have we'll take a string, input string. Okay, so let's say you have hello from Saurav. Okay, let's say this is the text, and I want to convert this into, okay, HELL capital O. Okay, first and last character I want to make it capital. Okay, hello from. Okay, so this is what I want to print the output, right? So I want to convert into uppercase and lowercase. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to say input string equal to, I'm going to copy this whole stuff. Okay, so I take n. Okay, this is fine. Now we have something called as title case. Okay, so I'm going to say input string equal to input string dot title. Okay, title case converts each first letter of each word into capital. That's what title case means. So if I say input string, okay, so you'll see that it converted the first character of every word into capital. So 50% of our work is done, isn't it? 50% of our work is done. Now rest 50% we have to do it manually. I want to convert the capital of this. So what I'll do is I'll come here and I'll say I'll create a new letter called output. Okay, I can even say okay, so let's say result, and I say blank. Okay, I don't have anything, it's an empty string. Now what I'll do, I'll go into each word. So I'll say for word or counter, whatever variable. Okay, I'm using for loop, so whichever counter you want you can use. So for word in input string dot split, so it will split the every word from the sentence. Hello Saurav, we have three words, so it will split into three words, isn't it? Now I'm going to iterate through this and say that result plus equal to, result is empty, so it's going to add one by one. I will take the word, okay, which is like each letter from each word, right? Input split will give us each word, so this loop is going to run, okay, number of times this you have this variables, right, words. So I'm reading this each word and I'm saying, okay, entire word except the last character. So I'm reading entire word except the last character. Okay, and I'm going to say plus. Okay, entire so entire word plus the last character we have read, right? Minus one will give us everything up to last character. Now I'm taking the last character and I'm saying dot upper. So this will create that last character as uppercase. Okay, and then I'm going to say no, I have to replace back the blank space, which will be removed when we do split. Okay, so this is it. Now you can go back and say print result. Okay, and I say print result, I hope we get the right answer. Yes, we got the right answer. So what we did, we took the entire content. Okay, first we did title case, so that first letter became capital. Then we are splitting it into different words, and we're taking each word and converting the last character into uppercase. That's all. Okay, we did it. So like that, you can use it for different operations. And there are some, when you see that note, there will be some examples, okay, under string. So please practice those. You'll be able to practice these strings, and you'll be able to understand these concepts. Okay, now we'll move to the second topic of the day, which is list. Okay, now list is the first what is called as collection or the complex data type. Okay, whatever we have done so far, data types were basic data types. List is first collection that we are going to do. It can contain multiple values in it. So if I say variable 1, okay, equal to, how do I declare a list? I put it as a square braces. See, square braces is used for indexing as well. Okay, square braces is also used for declaring list. So if I declare square brace on the right hand side, it means I'm creating a list. A list can be empty. Okay, I don't want to add anything, so I can say print type of var1. When I run it, it will show us class list. Okay, so this has become a list. And here I can add my own values, 45, 55. Okay, now see, I'm adding more than one values, and list can have multiple data types. Okay, it need not be of same data type. So I can even say hello. I can even say false. I can even say complex, like 5 plus 3j, right? So list can even have a list also. Okay, 3, 6, 9. List can even have a list. So now if you see the type here, this type is of course list. And if I want to know the size of the list, so we have a function called as len. Okay, len function gives us the size or number of elements. So if I run this, I will get size as number of elements. So this is first element, 45 is first, 55 is second, hello is third, false is fourth, this complex is fifth, and this list is sixth. So it has, sorry, this has 6 elements in it. Okay, indexing is exactly like what you do for string, what we just discussed for string. If I want the last element, I'll simply say var1 of -1. So here you see indexing, whether it is string or list. You will actually see tuple, dictionary also in future, pandas, numpy. Everything uses square bracket only for indexing. Okay, so -1 will give us 369, the list here. Okay, if you want 55 and hello, right? So we'll say 1:3. 1:3 means starts from 1, go up to 2, including 2. So you get 55 and hello, right? Exactly like the way we discuss the string. You can even do a for loop. So for I in var1, okay, and I'm going to say print I. Again, what I'll do, I'll put a line here to differentiate. Okay, now when I run it, you see it has 6 elements. So this loop is going to run 6 times. 45, 55, hello, false, complex, and this the list here. So this is like running the loop 6 times, and the variable I will take each member of the list as a value in each iteration. Okay, it's not going to take 4, 5, 5, 5. No, because this is one single element. This is one member for var1. This is another member for var1. Hello, entire hello is one member for var1. This list, sub list, what you say, is a one member for var1, the bigger list. Okay, so this is going to run 6 times. Okay, this is how you can perform loop over list. Okay, you also have some functions, just like we had functions for string, we have functions for list as well. Okay, so the first function we're going to see is called append. Let's say I want to add more element to it. Okay, I can say var1. Okay, so I'll say var1. Okay, var1. Okay, dot. See, when I say dot, all of these are functions which are available for the list. Okay, I can say var1 dot append. The moment I say append, I can add an element. Let's say I want to add good evening. So good evening. And now when I print var1, okay, so I'm going to copy this itself. Append will add at the end. Okay, so when I print var1, you will see that new member good evening is added. So this is what we declared initially. Good evening is added at the end. Okay, so this is append. We also have something called as insert. Okay, we also have something called as insert. var1 dot insert. insert is going to insert the element, but it also takes the position at which you want to insert. Okay, so let's say I want to insert at third position. I don't want hello. Hello will go to fourth. I want to insert here. So if I want to insert here third position, the index would be 2, isn't it? 0, 1, 2. And let's say I will say enjoy your day. Okay, so now when you run it, you see the third element, okay, is added here. Okay, because we said 2, so it added a 2. Everything else is now moved by a space towards right. So append will add at the end, and if you want to add a specific position, you can use this insert option available. Okay, now what I'll do is, let's create duplicate values. 45, say 45. Okay, and here also let's say I say 45. I want to know how many times 45 is appearing. Okay, so simply say print var1 dot count. Len function, which is a len is a function, sorry, count, okay, which will give the entire content here, but count is specific to the list. Okay, so list name, the list variable dot count, and you say 45 here. Okay, so it will count in the entire list, tell us that 45 is appearing 3 times. Okay, in the list. You want to remove, so you have you have pop, you have delete. So if I say pop, if I, okay, let me do it here itself. If I say var1 dot pop, okay, so see, pop takes index. Which element do you want to remove? I want to remove say -1, last index. Okay, last value is what? Okay, good evening, this is what we are adding, right? So that will be at the last. So when I run pop -1, so see, good evening is not there. It got added and got removed because of pop. So pop accepts the position at which you want to delete it. Okay, then you have remove. Okay, now remove, difference between pop and remove is, pop will take the index which you want to remove. Remove will take the value, the element which you want to remove. Okay, so if I want to remove, let's say hello, so I'll say remove hello. Okay, and hello will be removed. Okay, so see, there's no hello here. Apart from that, we have lot of other functions. We have clear. Clear will delete everything. Entire content of list will be deleted with clear. Okay. You have reverse. Reverse will reverse the list. So element which was first will become last. I mean, which was last will become first. Second last will become second. Third last will become third. Okay. So reverse will reverse it. Sort will sort the list. Okay. You have extend. Okay, which is going to add to the existing list. So these are the functions which are available when you say dot, and you will see the functions, and it gives us those capabilities to handle multiple values using same variable name. Okay, so yeah, this is what I had planned for today. We looked at string, we looked at list, we saw how string works, we saw how list works, and based on the problem statement, you can choose whether you have to use string. If it is about string, of course you use string. If it's about handling large volume, so yesterday we looked at storing multiple values, right? The subjects, right? And we used for loop. So what happened in for loop? The values got removed, right? Values got, let's see if I have that program. I may not have it. Do I have it? Yes, I have it here. Okay, so this is, so what happens is when you're doing the loop here, marks1 is getting lost, isn't it? But let's say I want to save marks1. I want to keep the marks1. So what I'll do, I'll create a list here. I'll say list of marks. I'll create an empty list. And here, okay, I will say list of marks dot append. Okay, and append I say marks1. Now, of course, marks variable will be replaced, but list marks, the list has all the values. So if you want, you can actually print it here. Print list of marks entered are, okay, and I can say list marks. So list of marks entered. So this is how you can save the values before it gets lost. So when I run this one, so if I enter the marks, I say 5, 98, 98, 98, Okay, 68. Okay, so you see the list of marks entered are, because this list has actually saved all the marks as a list. Okay, so when you have to operate and work on multiple values, list is the best option that is there. Okay, so with that we end our session for today. Hope you enjoyed and learned something new. Okay, and I'll update you in the group about more detail. Tomorrow will be our last session where we'll talk about um, classes. We'll also talk a little bit about functions and classes, and we will end it our workshop tomorrow. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Take care.